On today's episode of the Landing Space Podcast, we're talking about get the H out of town. We believe that you need to take a vacation to help yourself refresh, get better ideas for your business, and ultimately be a better boss.
Welcome to the Landing Space Podcast, talking all things entrepreneurship and strategies for building businesses. Here are your hosts, Mark and Justin.
I'm going to be 100% honest. I believe that I do better work when I'm getting ready to go on a vacation, right? When I have this thing set where I'm going to be like, okay, I'm off, I'm going to be here, I'm going to do this, it's all set in stone, I've already paid for everything. I work harder and get more done that week before I go on vacation than any other time during the year.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why I think that vacations are very effective to doing the stuff that you really don't want to do. Because like I've got all that stuff that's sitting in the back that I know I need to do, but I don't want to do it. But the vacation makes me do it, and I'm kind of happy about doing it because there's something at the end of the tunnel that I'm going to get to enjoy. And that's what I found about vacations is I knock out everything that I need to knock out, so I have nothing to do when I get back, and it kind of clears my entire plate to start over and be refreshed and good to go from the vacation.
Yeah. I think the vacation is it's basically a way to reset your mindset. You know, owning a business is eventually gets too stressful. So, but you have to have a clear mind to be able to think properly whenever or run your business. You can't just be too stressed out. So taking a vacation actually is the best way, I think, for me to just clear my mind. I do agree with you. I work my hardest before I go on vacation because I have something to look forward to.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and then my biggest thing though when I go on vacation is that will it run without me?
Delegating those tasks is key.
Exactly.
And having the person there to do it. I find that with real estate is I always like to have an agent that's willing to cover my deals or step in if I need to do something or bring in a lead or something like that. And that was my biggest thing when I actually started my business is I didn't have that.
Right.
And so it was me alone doing it. I ended up bringing somebody on to actually help run that because so I'm originally from Missouri, and every Christmas time we take about 10 days to 14 days to go hang out with my family. And that's the only time that I go back to Missouri during the year. And so I'll run there and then I'll have somebody that I can delegate those tasks to or give them the job, or I get leads, and I actually get more business during that December time frame than I probably get all year. I don't know what it is about it, if I'm just not there and I put it out to my clients and they know that, and all of a sudden their houses, or it's just people have more free time during December, like you know how you kind of get that school law where you go to school and you're not doing anything, and then you get the holidays, and then you kind of just sitting at home and you start looking at stuff. But I'll pick up a lead or two. I'll get a listing usually when I'm there. I probably have one or two buyers, which is good coming into the new year with that. Right. But it's just one of those crazy things that when I go on vacation, I always seem to get business either before or when I get back from that vacation.
Yeah, and going on vacation is, well, like I said earlier, it's just a resetting your mind, but having the comfort to be comfortable enough to go on vacation.
Right.
Like you said, delegating your team. Like my employees right now, they're awesome. I can go on vacation, and it didn't used to be this way. I've had a couple of businesses where I started it and I just hired people just because I needed bodies, but at the same time, they didn't really have the passion into it because I guess I was kind of absent in the leadership. So working on my leadership with them, and then them gaining trust in me as a leader for the business, basically allowed me to have a little bit more free time for myself because when I tell them I'm going on vacation, I'm going to be gone this week, and they already know what they need to do, and I have a little bit more comfort going on vacation and not having to think about with any problems that may come about. So, I mean, I don't know, with real estate, you have contractors. I have some contractors too. Even them, they're not obligated to. They're not technically my employees, but they still work with my company.
Right.
But even them, they have such a high, work ethic and they show passion into what they do, and they're dedicated to working with my company. And people like that, just having them on your team kind of gives you, a stress-free vacation, in which you need a vacation. Even they need vacations as well. Everybody needs it. As business owners, we just have to reset But delegating, having a good staff, have a good team to give you the comfort to go on vacation is crucial.
Yeah, having those systems in place is key too, where you've got that set up and they know exactly what to do and the steps to follow in order to get the job done is key. Like, hey, we get this phone call, you deal with this way, this is what you do. Right. And having that training system in place before you leave is very helpful to give you that time to actually be able to leave. You and I honestly think that you need to take not only a vacation with your family, but you need to go someplace with your friends too.
Right.
And you and I did that, November of last year we went to Dallas?
Yeah, we did like a whole dad's trip.
Oh yeah, it was sweet. So we went to Dallas, we ended up flying into Orlando, and we were in Orlando for like how many hours? Like 5 hours?
5 hours, I think.
Yeah, so we rented a car in Orlando, we went to Universal Studio, we rode like 5 or 6 rides?
Yeah, it was like we were in the Amazing Race.
Yeah, it was quick. Yeah, it was. So we did that, then we got back on the plane and we flew to Dallas. We landed in Dallas, got in our car, which Dallas airport's really weird. So like normally airport rides, you go to the airport and then you go get your car at the airport.
Yeah,
like that's always how I've done that. Every airport I've ever been to is like you go there. But Dallas you have to like shuttle like 2 miles over to where the car is, and then it's this big building that's got all these cars in it, right? And so Alamo, whenever I rent Alamo, because I'm a preferred Alamo user, I love Alamo car rentals. The reason why is because I can skip the counter. I don't have to stand anywhere, I don't have to do anything, I can walk straight to my car, get in the car, drive out, show my ID, good to go. Texas doesn't let you do that. They had too many cars stolen and taken across the border.
Oh yeah, I remember
So
that.
I like walked to the car to get the car, and the guy's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I haven't skipped the counter. Here it is. Look at this." He goes, "No, that's not how that works." I'm like, "What do you mean that's not how that works?"
Yeah.
He's like, "You got to go back to the counter and get the car." So we had to go back to the counter and had to wait 35 or 40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And then from there we shot over to the baseball game because we had tickets to go to the baseball game. Made it over to the Rangers game. Right, Rangers?
Yeah, it was Rangers.
Yeah. Watched the Rangers play in their new stadium against the Indians, which they were both horrible at the time, so whatever. But nor here nor there. It was still fun to go in there. That was cool because we walked.
The stadium was awesome, though.
Yeah, because it was like lower. You had to take an elevator down in order to get to the first row, and then you walk over your seat. So we had no idea where we were going.
That was the best looking baseball stadium I've seen.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
But it's brand new. Like it opened like 2 years ago. Like 2020, 2019.
Yeah, before the pandemic, 2019.
Yeah, that's when it opened. So then from there, what do we do?
Well, we went basically try to go to a hotel, right?
Yeah, we went back to the hotel. Yeah, hotel. We stayed at a loft, right?
Yeah, a loft.
They had a wedding there.
Oh, yeah, we had some commentaries.
We had a wedding. The backdrop blew over into the pool during the wedding. It was super windy, so they're all trying to get it back up. It was funny.
Yeah, we had Jose to the rescue, though.
Yeah, he was all over it. Had a little bit too much to drink, but he was able to jimmy rig it and get it back up for everybody.
Yeah, but the Dallas game the following day was awesome.
Yeah, we went to the football game too. So we went to
went to
college.
TCU.
Yeah, we went to TCU, watched TCU Texans play. Then we went and watched the Dallas game. Ultimately, the trip really was around our other buddy, who's a Dallas fan, had never been there. It was his birthday.
Yeah.
So we were shooting down there to go see that. Dallas game, we got standing room only, and then Mark came to the rescue with good tickets because we couldn't see anything.
I had bad eyesight, and I'm short. Everybody was like taller than me, so I'm like looking at back people's necks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm done with this. We're gonna have to get some better seats.
Right. So we got great seats. So we went there and did that, and then we flew back into Orlando and then back home.
Yeah, that was awesome. And after coming back, man, it was so refreshing. And I needed that because after going back to work, I was already dreading, is there going to be any problems going back to work? What am I coming back to?
Right.
And that's usually my mindset when I'm coming back. But like I said, having my team, I came back. There was no issues coming back. Now, there was some where they gave me some phone calls, but it's normal. It's just minor stuff while I'm gone. But coming back to it and just feeling refreshed after that, because it was just a thing that I needed, because I'm a workaholic. I constantly am either on my computer, on my phone, talking to clients or whatever, and that's constantly my life. So, but I'm sure you do the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing. And the thing about this trip specifically is like I wanted to be there for everybody to hang out with them, and it's very difficult for us to shut off what we're doing.
Right.
Like I have to put together kind of a strategy in order to make sure that I'm not paying attention or looking at my email all day or doing all that. And I'm real big in posting social media and taking videos and all that sort of stuff. And it's kind of, you want to be there in the moment and just kind of shut it down. So what I'll do specifically when I go on vacation is I'll try not to check my emails until later on in the evening, because I'll get an email and I'll get wrapped up in it. I'll try to do something with it. And it's, there's nothing I can do. Somebody else is looking at my emails. So it's not a big deal with it. And I'll try not to answer a phone call. Obviously, because I'm a broker in charge, because I have other agents, I do have to take phone calls from time to time. Yeah. But it's specific. If it's a phone call from one of my agents, I'm obviously going to take it because they're calling me about something and I know that I'm on vacation. And so that's the key there, though, is making yourself really kind of unavailable to an extent. Obviously, as a business owner, you're never going to be completely unavailable unless you drop your phone and, like, we go scuba diving and you drop your phone in the ocean or something like that. Then you really would be unavailable.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're not going to go back down that road.
I need to. I'm turning 40 this year, and I think that we need to go scuba diving in Florida.
So I'm going to have to buy my own, so I have to lose your Jimmy Carter again.
I don't know. We should go to Devil's Den. Devil's Den is in Florida.
Gainesville, right?
Yeah, it's right outside of Gainesville. It's like, 30 minutes away from Gainesville or something like that. Yeah. But it's this, it's a hole, basically. But it's got an opening at the top. You can look down, light comes through it, and it's just this little water hole that you can go. That's a little creek you can go scuba diving in or free surfing.
If you're new to scuba diving, that was my very first one going to, and it was actually very comforting because I'm scared to drown. But it was even doing that trip was awesome. Coming back again, as like I'll do that again numerous times, even though that was like my biggest fear is going scuba diving. But now I wouldn't mind doing it again. Now I still got to go into the ocean. So.
Yeah, that trip actually brings up a good point. That I think I had during that trip, I had like 3 or 4 clients that were looking for houses. They were all buyer stuff. But the key for me going on that trip was to let everybody know that I was going to be gone. So like to establish with the people that you're working the closest with that you're going to be out of town and that we're going to be away at the time. So you just let your clients know you're not going to be around. If you need something, this is who you follow up with. But it's always a good idea to let them know that so that they're not trying to, like, scuba diving. I mean, we're in the water for getting ready and in the water. I'm away from my phone for probably 2 hours.
Right.
If I'm on a boat, we're probably away from our phone for 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
And out in the ocean, who knows if I'm going to get service with it. So, but it's key to just let everybody know in case an emergency does pop up. Even my agents knew that. And so that was, just letting everybody know that's important or has any sort of business relationship with you is key in that. And I've always found, I find that it's like this give or take, right? I don't really want people to know I'm going on vacation because if they know I'm going on vacation, they might want to look at a house and they won't let me know, or they'll go after somebody else. Or I want to let people know. So it's, I let people know that I'm currently working with and I have a buyer agency agreement with or a listing agreement with. And then I kind of keep it quiet and don't post anything until I get back. And then my post on Facebook or Instagram is like, oh, what an awesome vacation. I'm really glad I'm back. Because then it's like nobody really knew you were gone.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'll still reach out to you so I don't miss anything.
Yeah, I think they kind of flip out when they know that you're not available and they need you for that week. The same thing for me. I have a lot of clients that call me constantly, but before I go on vacation, I let them know before, and I have to, because if I don't, they're just gonna blow me up 50 times a week. But if I let them know beforehand, they'll be a little bit considerate. They might only blow me up 10, 15 times, which I'll take over 50. That way I can actually enjoy myself.
Yeah.
But I'll let them know if I don't get back with you or I don't answer, I'll get back with you that night. Leave a message, text me, or send me an email. I usually check that at night, just like what you said, which I failed to mention that earlier, but that's what I do as well. And that's what you have to do. That way you don't consume your vacation. We have most of our fun times on vacation during the days. So save your work for night right before you go to bed.
Yeah, my wife might throw my phone in the water if she saw that I was like constantly on it the entire time we were on vacation and constantly responding to emails and trying to do business and answering phones and all that sort of stuff. She would definitely, my phone would probably disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be like, okay, attention here, goodbye phone. And so that's one of those things that, it's just, your phone is always on you. We always look at it. It's thing, but it's a really good idea just to set it down sometimes and just get away from it. And vacation's the easiest way to do it, but I mean, I would stress even more than that. Just setting up office times, like saying, hey, I'm going to answer your phone from 9 in the morning or 10 in the morning to 5 o'clock at night. If you need something after that thing, 911 text, and I will get back to you. But I'm not going to be looking at my phone, because the problem is that You'll get a phone call at 1 in the morning. Oh, dude, I just saw this house. It just hit the market on Realtor.com at midnight, and we really need to set up a time to go see this, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, dude. Like, I'm not even up first off, probably. I wake up at 5 a.m., so I'm most likely I'm asleep at 1 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. But I get that text when I wake up in the morning to go to the gym, and I'm like, man, I don't even want to respond to him. Like, I don't want to respond to you until 10 a.m. because I just don't want to. I don't want to have to deal with it in case you actually do see it and decide you're going to respond back to me.
Right.
So, just establishing boundaries is always key.
And also going on vacations, going back to that, is not just good for you, but good for your family health. Because as business owners, we're away from our family a lot of times, at work almost every day. I mean, you come home to them, but if you have kids, they're most likely doing activities like mine are, and then by the time they get home, it's like almost time to go to bed. So going on vacation is only just is good for your family life, for your family relationship. Having time with your kids, having time with your spouse, and basically be able to just relax and let them know that you're still there and not focus on work. You're making time for them away from work and enjoying time with them. So, but, that's it for our episode. Take a look at our next episode. What's our next episode? Do you know what that is?
Yes, I do actually. Our next episode is going to talk about how we've lost a client. What you have to do after you lose a client. As business owners, we always lose clients.
Right.
It's just a constant thing. You're going to lose a client, and how to get over that and move on from that thing.
Awesome. Well, join us on our next episode. Like, click and subscribe. We're also streaming on all new other podcast streaming platforms out there. And see you next time.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Landing Space Podcast. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes.